Peace Scholarship and is going to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Claudia. I am Everlyn, the Missouri State Chair of the National Peace Scholarship. I have the privilege of introducing our next speaker, Everlyn Banaag. She is currently in her second year of doctoral studies in innovative leadership in changing cultures at Nazarene Theological Seminary in Kansas City. She attributes the PEO International Peace Fellowship for making her educational pursuit possible. Though she has connected with different PEO chapters in Illinois and Missouri, she found a fond connection with Chapter FQ and was initiated into the sisterhood in January of this year. Let us now welcome Everlyn.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I want to honor you tonight by sharing my story. My parents were separated before I was born. A few years after, they reconciled and got pregnant with me. My grandmother named me Everlyn, probably in the hopes that they will be together forever. In March of this year, my parents celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary. I am a product of reconciliation. It has become the pattern of my life to reconcile women to their self-identity, those who have been trafficked, and those who are struggling with self-image, to reconcile people who are displaced and finding their way into their new society. I've learned to talk to refugees and minister to them, helping them reconcile in their new environment. Reconciling humans to God ultimately is our goal. But it hasn't been a walk in the park. I came from a career-oriented family. First and foremost, I'm Asian. We plan our future way ahead of time. And although my family has a strong faith in God, our idea of building a good future lies in getting a good education, working hard, and connecting to a lucrative career. Imagine what they felt when I said, I feel led to do ministry and missionary work. I could just tell their faces is screaming, oh, she has lost her mind. We have to get ready to feed our sister. She's gonna be poor. But it didn't take long before they realized the plan of God for me. And so now they are all on board. A few years ago, my mom talked to me and said, I realized that the plan of God for you is way bigger than my biggest dream as your mother. Fast forward to 2019, I was given the opportunity to take my master's at Wheaton College in Illinois in intercultural studies. Then I thought, after graduation, my time in the the US is over, and I was ready to conduct a qualitative study on the stigmatization of former sex workers in Manila. I was hoping that my study, my research would be helpful in program implementation and policy making. Then COVID happened, making me realize that life does not happen on our terms or our timeline. In the words of Dr. Brene Brown, the world does not ready itself for our plans. Our ability to live a life full of love and meaning, make the world a braver and kinder place, and disrupt and reshape the future has very little to do with the greatness of our plan. It depends on our ability to get back up when our plans fail. So, being led, I sent an application for a doctoral program in innovative leadership and changing cultures. And gratefully, I also received the PEO International Peace Scholarship. This fall, I will begin writing my dissertation on digital corporate prayer, how online prayer meetings can connect the global church. We need something that can unite a society divided by politics, philosophical beliefs, and other social-economic status, and even religion. Corporate prayer connects people to each other. That is how I got connected to two of my closest friends who are in the room tonight. Corporate prayer connects a community to God. And you might ask, why do it on the internet? Why not do it in person? The Philippines is a country of 110 million people. It is a nation just a little bigger than the state of Arizona. However, the Philippines tops World Internet Usage Index with an average of nearly 11 hours a day. Subsequently, the use of cyberspace has further divided our society. And I will not go into politics because I know you have already, you have a fair share of American politics. But man, people are fighting online like they are fighting for their own lives. Secondly, the Philippines have the most cases of cyber child trafficking. And the church's role in the nation's moral recovery is vital. A colossal task, isn't it? A goal that is too high and a journey that is too long can get overwhelming. And I must admit, I never have it together all the time. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I have to choose the narrow path when I can have an easier life? I could have just followed my family's leading to get a lucrative career and have it easy, to live a life for myself. Finally, I have learned to reconcile within myself and the plan of God for me. That my life is not my own, and I have to live it for the good of others. My yes to God matters, even how weak it is. Along the way, He has sent people like you to reinforce so that the goal can be reached. Thank you, PEO. I realize that it's not really poverty or the lack of finances that kills a person's dream. It is the lack of moral and spiritual support. My dear sisters, you have given me both financial and encouragement, financial support and moral encouragement. Thank you for all your efforts to help me reach my educational goals and for believing in me, especially when I doubted my capacity. When it feels like humanity has quit dreaming, thank you for not quitting. As I close, let me encourage each and every one of you tonight. There are many things needed to be done to make this world a better place. We are not obligated to do them all, but neither are we permitted to abandon them. Sometimes we don't see the fruits right away, but let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up.